Okay, boom, let's get into this reverse seared steak. If I could eat this every day, I would. I seasoned it with salt, pepper, and garlic powder, but if you don't have those ingredients, please just have salt. I placed my steak in the oven at 225 degrees for about 20 minutes, and I finally got a cast iron skillet, and I recommend you do the same. It was only $20 on Amazon. I learned how to make steaks from my papa. He makes the best steaks, and he does it the sous vide way. I think it's called sous vide. That's how he taught me, but I don't have a sous vide yet, so reverse searing is the next best option to me. The steak should have some color after baking, and reverse searing just means you're reverse searing it. So you're putting it in the oven and then searing it instead of searing it and then putting it in the oven. There's so many ways to cook a steak, and however you like it or master it, go for it. I wanted an even sear on my steak, so I pressed down on it with whatever this is called. I don't know what it's called, but it's doing the job, Pookie. And I can already see the potential, but I had a feeling at this point that I was overcooking the steak. So real quick, I tossed in the butter and garlic so I could start basting the steak. In our household, we don't have any real forks and spoons. We just have plastic ones. So I couldn't really baste the steak how I wanted to, but it's not really that big of a deal, but it's a big deal to me. So I'm probably going to order a couple of spoons and forks so I can really get into the nitty gritty. But this is why I say it's not that big of a deal, because you can baste your steak this way as well. And you better pour that flavor regardless, because while the steak is resting, it's getting that flavor. Now, while the steak is resting, let me show the girls how to clean their cast iron skillet. This is something I didn't know before, but the biggest enemy to a cast iron skillet is water. So you never want to let it soak in water like your other dishes. You want to immediately clean it out. And I like to do it when it's hot. I've burnt my hands so many times, so I'm kind of just used to the heat, but everything just comes right off when the pan is hot, and it's a lot easier to clean. And then after rinsing, immediately dry the pan. It should look nice and pretty like you. And then on to the most important step, we have to grease our pan. You're going to cover the entire pan with grease, or oil, I think, not grease. But I don't know. Whatever you got, girl. But afterwards, it should have a nice sheen, dewy glow. Now, getting into this steak, just as I expected, it was a little more medium than I liked, because I like my steak to moo. I like that bitch to crawl, okay? But it was so juicy. Look at that. And the crust, oh my gosh, it had so much flavor and smokiness to it. And I was dipping it in this garlic butter, and oh. So I plated with eggs and, of course, kimchi on the side. And it was chef's kiss. It was fabulous. God, am I skinny yet?